Hey everybody, welcome back to my videos, my channel. I'm your host, Siren Frost, your hostess for this channel. And for the videos, of course, well, obviously it's mine, but, anyways, good morning. I decided to do this final deck profile in the morning because it was like 1 in the morning and I didn't want to, do the rest of it out. So, the first video I'll be doing, I decided to do, both my Trickstar and my Marincess deck at the same time. Well, my Trickstar deck's already been getting uploaded right now on my camera up there a little bit. So, I decided to wrap this up and do my Marincess deck finally. I've been waiting to do my Marincess deck for about a couple of years now. I didn't have the right inspiration, or I didn't feel like I wanted to debut this deck beforehand. But there was another variant I was using during my duels in real life, but this is more of a pure base full of Marincesses and a few other support cards. It might as well just be called a starter deck for that matter, but for me this is my own creation and this is my own build of it. I know there's another variant I can show eventually down the line, but for right now this is my own build. This is pure and this is just for fun, so keep in mind, for all of you competitive players who look down on people based on creativity, and I know you guys all exist. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into this video. Starting with Marincess Blue Tang. She's our main she's our searcher from the deck. Actually, even I forgot that sometimes. Okay, if this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Marincess monster from your deck to your graveyard except Marincess Blue Tang. If this card is sent to your graveyard, it was available for a link monster for water monster. You can activate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can add one excavated Marincess card from your hand. Or add the card to your hand, and shuffle the rest to be brought into your deck. Okay, I don't understand why that was so hard for me to say that. Like, I had to literally pick up the card and read it because it's been a while since I did play Marincess. I kind of gave up on the deck, but I want to revitalize it, and been wanting to do the deck profile for a very long time. Sorry, guys. I'm just having a hard time speaking today. But then again, I just barely woke up from a nap, so I haven't hardly got decent sleep, so it's my fault. So anyways, we're playing 3 copies of Marincess Sea Horse. She's also another essential card for the deck. She belonged in a lot of different other variants of water decks because of her ability to special a water monster to a zone that a link monster points to. But she can also summon herself to the field, and that's where the broken combos literally began. She's a starter of it all, but there's also another one that, gets the ball rolling as well, I should probably say. For the monster, I'm playing 3 copies of Marincess. Well, not for monster. Ugh. I need a drink after this. So besides Blue Tang and Sea Horse being the next contenders, we also have Pascalus. Pascal, I should probably say, because the long names are kind of a little hard for me to spell, but there you go. She's the newest Marincess from the later, or the earlier kind of, from the earlier sets. But she is like basically when she's summoned to the field, you can special one Marincess monster from your hand in defense mode. That's where Blue Tang and Pascal comes in for their own personal combo to summon themselves to the field, get your Link monsters or your Exceed monsters, whatever you feel like works for you in that situation. Next I played 2 Marincess Crowntails, just because they have an ability. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna have to read most of these cards. I'm sorry, guys. It was a lot easier when I played this in real life. During damage calculation, if a monster battles Another monster quick effect. You can send one other Marincess monster from your hand to the graveyard. Special summon this from your hand. And if you do, the damage you take from that battle is halved. At the start of the damage step, if an opponent's monster attacks, you can banish this card from your graveyard this turn. You take no battle damage that is less than or equal to the total link rating of the Marincess Link monster in your graveyard by 1,000. Okay. I don't know, like I said, I don't know why that was so hard for me to read and memorize this. Because I've been playing this deck like for almost 2 years. So I should know in and out what's been going on. But since it's been a hot minute, I started to forget most of the effects. But I am sorry. But this is the build that I did go with. So I am sorry. I really am. Normally I would remember all these cards from like a snap. But just not today. The last of the monsters, we're playing 3 Marincess Basilalima. She's just a level 4, 21 defender, and 600 attacker. Just another Cyberse to fill the void a little bit. Then last we have 2 Marincess Mandarins. And just for the last of our monsters, we're playing the Hand Trap Ghost Sister of Spooky Dogwood. Just the alternate artwork. I probably should just take time to, you know, put these up a little bit, but yeah. So that is my monster lineup. I know this is not really the most fancy deck profile, but I can assure you I do a lot better than I normally do. It's just I woke up out of bed, hardly had any sleep, but I can assure you that that was the lineup I was trying to go for. But yeah. I felt pretty awful for that little disgusting thing there. Plus, I might be a little sick. So, just a lot of shit going on right now. Okay. So, for spells, this is different. Like I said in my last video, in my Trickstar video, Marincess has a build that's similar to that of Altergeists, but not a full Altergeist kind of build, like how Altergeist has more traps. Oh, who am I fucking kidding? It's almost the same thing, pretty much. Okay, so we are playing 3 field spells. Marincess Battle Ocean. This is the iconic field spell of choice for Marincess deck. Not only has Marincess in the name, and it's like the only spell card that has Marincess in the name so far. Hopefully, in the future set, we'll get more support for them, for the last of the spells and traps and all that bullshit. But if a link monster is summoned to the field, you can add up to 2. Oh, fuck it. I'm just going to have to read this shit. All Marincess monsters you control gain 200 attack points. Also, each one gains 600 attack for each Marincess monster equipped to it. Monsters you control in the extra monster zone that were link summoned using Marincess Crystal Heart as material are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. When you are link summon a monster, a Marincess monster, to the extra monster zone, except during a damage step, you can equip up to 3 Marincess link monsters with different names to that link summon monster. So if you really wanted to, since the deck is all link monsters, you're going to have to use the standard link format to go through this, because obviously that's the only case. And then for the rest, it's just standard, like generic stuff. So 1 Harpie's Duster, and I have 2 secret rares, but I use those for my Black Rose and my Harpie decks exclusively because, like I said, those 2 are the decks I favor the most. But Trickstars and Marincess are also another female decks that I love playing as well. So next, 2 Cynet Minings to search out for your Cyberse. 1 Monster Reborn. And 2 Twin Twisters. A.K.A. Titty Twister. Oh, man. I gotta do better than this, you guys. I know I'm tired as hell, but that's no excuse for that behavior. Okay. So now for traps, we are playing 12 traps in here, believe it or not, this is not the build that everyone would like to go for. This is my own personal take on it, so please don't judge me for it. It's just know that I'm literally trying right now to remember all the decks I've made and try and find the right recipe for them with the new updates, but so far, this is in honor of Blue Maiden, again for Aoi, aka Blue Maiden, because it's Blue Maiden that originally became, well, her best friend became the original owner of Marincess, but Aoi took on the mantle of being a water cybers player, so she took on Marincess herself. But anyways, that's besides the point. For traps, 3, of course, the essential Marincess Wave. It's a personal hand trap within its rights. So I'm just gonna spell it all out. If you control a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster, you can activate this card from your hand. Let's get that out of the way. And so the best part about her is if you have a Link 1 monster, you can negate one of your opponent's card effect, negate your one of your monster's effects for that turn. If you control a Link 2 or higher, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to read this. There's a lot of reading. I don't like reading, but I have to read. If you control a Marincess Link monster, target one face-up monster your opponent controls, negate that face-up monster's effect until the end of that turn. Then, if you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monster, all face-up monsters you can currently control are unaffected by your opponent's card effects until the end of that turn. Fuck. Like I said, it's been a while since I played this deck, but I finally got a chance to have a reason to revitalize it. So, but yeah, that is one of the most important hand traps, and it was also very expensive at the time. But now that Marincess has never been shown in the public eye as much, except for a splash within other decks like Mermails or Glacial Beasts or anything of the sort, this is just, believe it or not, this is me trying to remember all the effects too. Next, of course, we're playing another hand trap. This is the Marincess Current trap card. I'm playing 2 of this one just because it's still in a testing phase. I don't know how to really focus on it, but I'm going to go ahead and read just the effect anyways and spill the process. So much like Marincess Wave, it does have that you can activate this card from your hand if you control a Link 3 or higher Marincess monster. When a Marincess Link monster you control destroys an opponent's monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the Link rating of that monster you control by 400 times 400. Then, if you destroy an opponent's Link monster by that battle while you control a Link 2 or higher Marincess monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to that destroyed monster's Link rating by 500. So, I don't think many people play Link monsters anymore. I don't think so. I think everybody's starting to go back to Fusion, Synchro, and XC summoning as it should be, but this is just me trying to, this is me trying to revitalize the deck in my own image, pretty much. I know you guys may think it's trash. You guys can go ahead and think about that, but for me, I'm happy with this deck. I've been proud of it for a very long time. I haven't been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For quite a long time. I just barely got back into it after realizing that I could have done something better or something different in my life, pretty much. And plus, my channel was originally Yu-Gi-Oh! Only, but then I added Vanguard and pretty soon Digimon, so that's why. For the next trap, I'm playing 2 copies of Marincess Cascade. This one is also a burn-heavy kind of card. So, we have 2 cards already that are based on burn damage. So, like I said, this deck is somewhat similar to Trickstars, but Trickstars have more burn damage rather than this deck. This is more aggression. Cascade's ability is, so of course, if you control a Link 3 or higher monster, you can activate this card from your hand as long as Marincess, and banish any number of Marincess Link monsters you control until your next standby phase. Then target one face-up monster on the field. It gains attack equal to that total Link rating of the monster's banished to activate this card at times 300 until the end of that turn. So it's basically your higher up, it's your helper to, in case your monster is declared an attack, you can just activate this card from your hand, banish all your other Link monsters to the end of the turn, and then they'll come back, and then they gain the attack of all the Link ratings total. So, it's just a little bit more a power boost. Now, for the generic cards, we're playing 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence. I know people like to play 3, but I prefer to play 2. Because this deck is not fully competitive. It's just about, you know, having a little bit more control in your groove, pretty much. And then finally, we have 3 cracks. Some cocaine. I mean, Crackdown. I don't know where I was going to say cocaine, but still. That is the control card. So this deck is trying to be more like control based, but it's at the same time it is fun. But I'm trying to get into like offense and defensive to a certain degree. So that is the main deck. I know. I'm sorry. I completely butchered this to smithereens, but this is considered the outtakes. So now for the actual deck, extra monster zone. I played 2 copies of Marincess Blue Slug. She's the forerunner to getting the combo started. 1 Marincess Sea Angel. Ooh, okay, there you go. There you go. Marincess Sea Angel. I play 3 Marincess Core Anemones just because she is the forerunner to, again, getting some cards, some monsters from the graveyard and their pointers. You know, get all this link, something like crazy, spamming the field a little bit. And on top of that, we're also playing 1 Marincess Crystal Heart. I can play 2 if I wanted to, but I think you just need 1. Next, I'm playing 2 Marble Rocks, the backbone to the deck. And then finally, for Link 4, we're playing 2 copies of Grey Bumble Reef. I love this card with a passion. It deals damage to your opponent as fast as possible, or it gains the attack as well. And then Marincess Wonder Hearts. So we are playing 4 Link 4 monsters, 2 Link 3s, 4 Link 2s, and 3 Link 1s. So that's not a bad ratio. And finally, we're playing 1 Mistar Boy and Bahamut Shark for the Xseed. I know this deck's like not up to people's standards, but like I said, this is not for them. Take this as a lesson, take it how it is, and please take a deep breath. You know, I know people are gonna be like cringe heavy, but this is my fun deck. This is one of my decks I like to play with that are fun for me. Anyways, you guys, besides that little hiccups here and there along the way, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video very much. In the comment section, let me know what you guys think of the build. And if you can, send me your recipe for your own decks. Go outside your comfort zone, try something different. And again, thank you for staying tuned for me. I know I can be a little hesitant sometimes, a little tongue-tied, as you can say. But I do try to make this deck as best I can. I do love it very much. It reminds me of how I am in real life. Yeah, like a princess-like attitude sometimes, but not always. But anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next week. Remember, stay healthy, make good choices. Don't be like really mean to people sometimes unless you really have to. And just, yeah, that's all I pretty much gotta say. I don't know what else to say. Anyways, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.